Hello guys, I am Max from NepMax Gaming. So today's video is about melee weapon for new player from mastery rank 11 to 16. If you guys don't fall in this category, you can check out my master rank 5 to 10 video. Link in the cards right now. So without any delay, let's dive right into it. Mastery rank 11. So in this rank I have 3 recommendation. First one is Nami Skyla Prime. The Nami Skyla Prime is the prime variant to the Nami Skyla, sporting higher damage, critical chance, status chance, and attack speed. This weapon deals primarily slash damage, have high critical chance and second highest status chance of all dual swords behind Twin Basolk. Moving on to second one is Machete Wraith. The Machete Wraith is the Wraith variant of the Machete, featuring an increased base damage and attack speed. Originally obtained from completing at least 25 missions during the Gradivis Dilemma, the Machete Wraith is the second Wraith weapon to be released, after the Strun Wraith. This weapon deals primarily slash damage. It has highest base damage of all machetes, high critical chance, above average critical multiplier, highest status chance of all machetes and above average attack speed. Moving on to third one is Telos Boltus. The Telos Boltus is the Arbiters of Hexus Syndicate variant of the Boltus. When this weapon is equipped, the velocity or duration of certain maneuvers is increased, and slide attacks vacuum in nearby enemies. This weapon primarily deals puncture damage. It has third highest base damage of all tonfas, behind Cronin Prime and Oma. High puncture damage, effective against armor. Second highest critical chance of all tonfas, behind Cronin Prime. Highest status chance of all tonfas. Tied with Cronin for the second fastest attack speed of all tonfas, behind Cronin Prime. The weapon provides a 20% passive boost to bullet jump velocity, roll distance, aim glide duration, and wall latch duration. Slide attacks trigger Stormpath, creating a 14-meter vortex that pulls in and staggers enemies. A second slide attack shortly after the vortex will launch and suspend nearby enemies in a lifted status. Moving on to Mastery rank 12. So in this rank I have 7 recommendation. First one is Seti Lacera. The Seti Lacera is a variant of the Lacera that sports improved critical chance and attack speed with some expense to status chance. It have innate electricity damage, effective against machinery and robotic. It have high slash damage, effective against high health targets. Its slam radial damage deals electricity damage. It have second highest status chance of all blade and whips, behind Lacera. Tied with Mios for the fastest attack speed of all blade and whips. Moving on to second one is Karist Prime. The Karist Prime is the primed variant of the Karist, with an even lower attack speed, but very high damage, good critical strikes, and good status chance. It also grants 10% movement speed bonus when equipped. It have highest base damage of all single daggers, and second highest base damage of all melee weapons behind Akka Titran. It have innate toxin damage effective against flesh and bypasses shields and proto-shields. It can be combined to create corrosive, viral, or gas. It have high critical chance, highest of all not Za single daggers. Above average critical multiplier. Tied with Rakta Dark Dagger for the highest status chance of all single daggers. Longest range of all single daggers, high follow through. Moving on to third one is Tekko Prime. The Tekko Prime are the prime variant of the Tekko, sporting higher damage, critical multiplier, status chance, and attack speed. It have highest base damage of all fists. High slash damage, effective against high health targets. Second highest critical multiplier of all fists, behind Firax Wraith, and highest status chance of all fists. Moving on to fourth one is Nikana Prime. The Nikana Prime is the primed variant of the Nikana, acting as a direct upgrade even above the Dragon Nikana. It have high slash damage, effective against high health target. Highest critical chance and critical multiplier of all Nakanas. Second highest status chance of all Nakanas, behind Skiajati. Second fastest attack speed of all Nakanas, behind Skiajati. Moving on to 5th Frager Prime. Frager Prime is the prime variant of the Frager, featuring higher damage, critical chance, critical multiplier, and status chance, at the expense of attack speed. It also has a initial combo count of 30. It have third highest base damage of all hammers, behind Heliocore, Cynoid Heliocore and Akka Titran. It have high impact damage, highest critical chance and high critical multiplier. Moving on to the next weapon, 6th one is Orthos Prime. The Orthos Prime is the primed variant of the Orthos Polearm, acting as a direct upgrade. It have high slash, third highest critical chance of all polearms, behind Guando and Guando Prime. Above average critical multiplier, second highest status chance of all polearms, behind Lesion, and have decent attack speed. Moving on to 7th one is the Silva and Aegis Prime, are the primed variants of the heat-based sword and shield Silva and Aegis, with increased damage, critical chance, critical multiplier, and status chance, but with significantly slower attack speed. Just like the Silva and Aegis, it receives bonus critical and status chance when blocking enemy attacks. It have highest base damage of all sword and shields. Innate heat damage, effective against cloned flesh, infested and infested flesh. Second highest critical chance of all sword and shields and second highest status chance of all sword and shields. Moving on to Mastery Rank 13. So in Mastery Rank 13 I have only 2 recommendation. First one is Galatine Prime. Galatine Prime is the primed variant of the Galatine Heavy Sword, boasting higher damage, critical chance, and status chance. Above average damage, tied for highest attack speed with Galatine, Masseter, and Tenet Exec. Above average status chance, tied for second longest range with Galatine, behind War. And the second weapon is none other than Cronin Prime. The Cronin Prime is the prime version of the Cronin Tonfas, acting as a direct upgrade. Cronin Prime. It have second highest base damage of all Tonfas, behind Oma. High slash damage, highest critical chance and attack speed of all Tonfas. Second highest status chance of all Tonfas, behind Telos Boltus. Moving on to Mastery Rank 14. So in this rank I have 4 recommendation. First one is Venka Prime. The Venka Prime are the prime variant of the Venka, sporting higher damage, critical chance, critical multiplier, status chance, and attack speed. It also uniquely has a higher melee combo multiplier than all other melee weapons. It have third highest base damage of all claws, behind Keratinos and Garuda's talons. High slash damage, effective against health. Highest critical chance, critical multiplier, and attack speed of all claws. Third highest status chance of all claws, behind Keratinos and Garuda's talons, and it is the only weapon with 13.0x melee combo multiplier. Moving on to second one is Gram Prime. Gram Prime is the primed variant of the Gram Heavy Sword, with a large increase to damage, critical chance, critical multiplier, and status chance, but a steep reduction to attack speed. It possesses the highest offensive stats but the slowest swing speed out of all heavy blades. It have second highest base damage of all heavy blades, behind Vitrica. High slash damage, effective against health. Second highest critical chance of all heavy blades, behind Tenet Exec. Tied with Paracesis and War for the highest critical multiplier of all heavy blades. Second highest status chance of all heavy blades, behind Vitrica. Normal slam radial damage has the ability to do critical hits and benefits from critical chance and critical multiplier mods. Moving on to third one is Ninkandi Prime. The Ninkandi Prime is the primed variant of the Ninkandi Tenno Nunchaku, sporting overall higher stats and added physical damage, at some expense to its electricity damage. It have highest critical chance, critical multiplier, and status chance of all Nunchaku. Moving on to fourth one is Pangolin Prime. The Pangolin Prime is the primed variant of the Pangolin Sword, acting as a direct upgrade. It was released alongside Titania Prime. It have second highest base damage of all swords, behind Dark Sword. High slash damage, effective against health. Very high critical chance and status chance. Above average critical multiplier. So these are the melee weapons that you can use from Mastery rank 11 to 14 in Warframe. If you have any suggestion you can comment down below, or if this video helped you then hit that like button. Thank you for watching. See you next time.